Welcome people, it's me KMD, welcome to another Debbie Daylight video. So, here's the thing, I was going to make this video yesterday, but then I decided to maybe get some Dredge footage from the PTB to try out and see how Dredge plays before I actually get into making the video. And then I realized they buffed Dredge. So, there's a lot to talk about in this PTB, mostly negative stuff unfortunately, but there's a lot of positives here that I need to talk about, so let's get into it. So let's begin with the most important part, and the part you probably came for this video, noticing by the thumbnail and the title, behavior buff Dredge. It's not like an undocumented change or an actual buff in a way that acknowledged in the patch notes, but everything around the game changed in a way that benefits Dredge a lot. Let's begin by let me show you these screenshots. When I went into the matches, I noticed that there's way more lockers, so I instantly queued up on custom games and just pressed right click in the corners of the map, and oh my fucking god, there's so many lockers. And it's not in the Greenville terrible ass way. There's so many good spots. The only negative that I can point out to these is that there's very little lockers in the middle and between tiles, but this is so good. If you play Dredge for more than 20 minutes and still tell me this killer is map dependent, as much as it used to be before, I can probably legally tell you now to just get good. This is absurdly good. I love this so much. Another thing that I would like to mention is that the unique hook rewards kinda are insane for Dredge, because your power has direct synergy with Gen Kick, which means that using Gen Kick perks, at least one Gen Kick perk will just delete a generator when you teleport back to it. And since you have haste in your kit now for unique hooks, there is no reason to not get an injury while you're leaving a locker on an ambush. When we are going to someone across the map, using the base kit barbecue, by the way, it's such a good change. And I had a video related to buffing Dredge. I don't know if I would put it out. I will put it out probably because I put a lot of work into it, but genuinely they could just add 4.0 movement speed for gloaming and give me an add-on pass, and this killer will be fine until a great meta shift. I know their intention probably was to just make maps a bit better for everyone, but the fact that they went out of their way to add so many lockers is so nice, and I generally appreciate them a lot for that. So even if I moan a lot in this video about the changes they propose in this PTB for everything else, I am going to definitely be playing Dredge a lot more than I already was, because recently I was playing a bit less Dredge because I've been kind of getting annoyed with how weak my killer is. But now, this is very early feelings and early thoughts, and that's first impressions, but I genuinely feel Dredge is a high beater killer. Not ultra high beater, but he's B+. I genuinely think he's a B+ killer at this point. You have very little maps that don't have lockers in a correct spot right now. The only issue I can see is maybe the changes to Deadzones and stuff. If they don't revert that, I would say it's not that bad, but it might come across as an issue. But genuinely, with the fact that one health is already guaranteed by using lockers and teleports, by the haste and the aura reveal, I genuinely feel this killer is B+ now. Genuinely. Earlier, I would put him B- at the top, low B tier, mid B tier, B-, whatever you want to call it. But now, he's actually very good. Genuinely. Again, my thoughts can change after the PTB goes on live patch and I just get more time to play with this version of Dredge, but genuinely, if they keep the unique hook rewards as they are right now, this killer is gonna be very fucking good. Yeah, if that's the part you came in for, thank you for watching, but time to go into the negative sides of this PTB. Starting off with the Krasue, not the Krasue, the Krasue. Thank you, Noah, for making the pronunciation public. Thank you, I appreciate you. So the Krasue is a very fun killer, but I don't know if she's weak or not. She has a lot of potential because of the scamper, the vault pallet thing. But you have to use an M2 projectile to get a gateway to scamper and neuter demo shred. So I get that she might be strong. She's very unintuitive to play, I would say. What they should do is remove the pallet vault because pallet vaults are like everywhere now. Every killer has a pallet vault at this point. I mean, not every, but like a lot of killers recently are like pallet vault killers, so I would remove the pallet vault and force her to use a dash to break pallets, so she cannot break them manually, but she needs to like use her dash to break a pallet. I would increase her turn rate to like allow for more skill expression, less like Demogorgon zoning. I would also maybe increase the range a bit, because it feels very clunky. It feels like an M1, but like without any preparation room. So like you want to hit around the corner, but you don't have like any time to like curve or like prepare your dash, so you just hit a corner. So if you don't want to fix this issue, then just give her a bigger range so we can get away with more like dashes, I guess. Her transition from head form to body form is really fucking long. I would definitely cut that like by a half at least. And also I would make sure that Leech tier 2 is like actually achievable. I have barely ever had achieved the broken tier, or like Leech 2. I guess you cause it by like spamming Resuscitate, but I think it's just too much effort, and you can just use your great chase tool like with the mobility to just get a quick chase instead of like spamming M2 to get the broken. Like the broken is only applicable if you play by 4v1 by like resuscitating everyone and getting rid of the effects of the fungi. Because if you transition from body form to head form, they gain a mushroom, so that's not like, she's a 4v1 and a 1v1. She's not a hybrid. You can either play one way or the other. I don't think you have a choice to play both at the same time. And also it feels very scummy of behavior to blow up like, there was a controversy that the next killer could be spider-like based on like, I think Japanese folklore. I don't remember exactly, because in the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, I think, if not then correct me, but like on one of the Greenville maps there was an arcade machine with the name of the creature, right? I think it's like a half woman, half spider, something like that. And they like clarified that they're not going to add this in this release to calm down the arachnophobia concerns, but they fucking added mycophobia to the game of the counterplay of Krasue. So thank you, Behavior, for caring about accessibility. I really appreciate you not giving a fuck about the most vulnerable of your players. That's very fucking cool. I love that. Of course, this is sarcasm. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, Behavior. Okay, not everything here is a negative. I might actually correct myself. Like, we're mostly going to be negative in this section, but like, there's some positive things I can say. Vir is really cool. I think she might be my secondary survivor. She is competing for the spot of Bill though, so I'm not sure. But like, from the first like look at her, she's very cool. And also like, I'm a musician, so I can kinda relate to the character. I mean, musician is like very overblown. Like, I'm a bedroom producer. So, but you get my point. Like, we have like some stuff in common. Like, not too similar, but like, you know, it's a similar like way of life, I guess. Anyway, Poised is broken now, and nobody really talks about it. 30 seconds of no scratch marks is fucking insane for completing a generator. What the hell? The tunneling changes, I would say, are like way too overcomplicated and are inaccessible for new players. And they also punish Sadako. Like, she's by far the worst killer in the game at this point. If the punishment goes live, because you get punished for like literally using your power. At this point, I'm not sure how exactly Moris work, but like I heard that like a Mori counts as consecutive hooks. So if you just like condemn, kill someone, then you get a penalty. So Sadako might be one of the worst killers in the game now, if not the worst, if the punishment system goes live. The penalties are like just way too overtuned and force a playstyle upon you that you might just not enjoy and might not just be optimal for your killer. Like, I would either remove the penalties or like make them less complex and like also weaker, because like the incentives to go for unique hooks are already good enough, and like since you can balance killers like separately now with like basic mechanics, just add this to NERFs. Because as many people would tell you, the penalties really affect NERF, which is a good thing. NERF is like not an S tier killer in this PTB because she's reliant on tunneling and slugging to be like the best killer in the game. And now that people realize that NERF is not the best killer in the game, I think that we should apply these penalties to NERF specifically, and the Blight, because fuck Blight. And also a very important thing for me, remove the disguise on the HUD for like the hook state and hook progress. It's just so cheesy, it nerfs macro, and it's just really annoying to deal with. I generally see no point in that. Again, you can just do that for like Kaneki and like killers that can go back to hook easily, but why is it on the entire cast? The slugging challenges are pointless in my opinion, because we have the abandon mechanic. Like, the only problematic form of slugging in my opinion is form and bleedouts, which we already have removed from the game by adding the abandon mechanic. Why am I getting penalized for snowballing? One Pampuli made this one allegory to it on stream when I was watching his Dredge streak. Like, in chess, if I checkmate someone, I win. You wouldn't add a penalty system to chess. You wouldn't make it so if I like get rid of all of the pawns, I guess, maybe. I don't play chess, by the way. Like, if you get rid of like a special like pawn or like all of the like small pawns, I like can move less, I guess. Like, I skip like every second turn. You wouldn't fucking do that, because that's just punishing you for being better at the game. So I generally don't know why would you do that. I generally see no sense in this mechanic. The unknown changes did basically nothing to help the character actually compete in Dead by Daylight against good players. So it just look up a slot for a character that actually needs changes, like Trapper, or Trickster, or Merchant, who need like interim buffs before the rework, or Sadako. So we just wasted a lot of time, and also we get it Unknown's Add-Ons for fun, so that's awesome. I am not too reliable of a source on Unknown, so if you want to actually hear feedback from an actual Unknown main, go to Wispel/Brandon, one of my friends, or to Revamp. Both of them play Unknown, or go to Honest Panda, which was also my friend, and it's the #1 Unknown Downs in the world, or like UVX Downs, I don't fucking know. All of them are my friends, and they are like way more knowledgeable on the topic, so if there's a behavioral employee watching me, go to them, please. Like, they also like think that you did a pretty bad job with the Unknown changes, so please listen to them and make some proper changes that actually do something. Shape feels very stupid in terms of theme, visual design, and gameplay. He's clunky at best and overtuned at worst. All of the flow of Old Mice just gone, and you're essentially locked to running an add-on to play a more fitting version of the character. I am genuinely shocked that Compass Interactive and Tramcast International Films actually like look at this version of the character and just gave them a thumbs up. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? I don't think that this is on theme with the character. I watched like Halloween 1, and nowhere in the movies did Michael dash like Chucky. I didn't see the remake, so maybe he does that in the remake, but like, huh? Excuse me? Yeah, just revert that and give him some buffs. We don't need fucking lunch Chucky Myers. Like, please. I am not a big fan of the perk changes, as I mentioned with Poised a bit. Jump progression was not touched at all, same with healing. Plot twist was buffed for some reason. Like, it was a completely fine perk, but we were just changing it for no reason. Guys, what are we cooking? Killer was forced into Jankick meta, which like, in the current state of the game, I would say it's way more healthy because of the kick limit, but like, is this the best you can make up for a meta for Killer? Really? I genuinely don't understand the design philosophy. I assume like most of these perk changes will be reverted or changed. I was like, what? Like, what's the point of a lot of these changes? They're just like way too overtuned or just do nothing. Why are we nerfing monitor and abuse out of all the perks, by the way? Because they changed it to percentage based, but because it's percentage based now, 24-meter killers, the only killers that use monitor and abuse, cannot use the fucking perk now because they lose less range than they used to with the previous version of the perk. What's the point of that? Genuinely, like, you nerfed the perk. Nobody was using them on 32s or like on 40s. People were using it on 24s because it was actually good. So you nerfed the perk for no reason. And loaded it as like a buff. Sabo already was uncounterable before the PTB, but now you get penalized for dropping someone to go for the Saboteur, because they can just like crawl away and pick up. Sabo is less counterable than it used to be, and it already was uncounterable. What is the philosophy here? Why didn't you nerf Sabo with the changes? Or like, if someone crawls under the pallet and there's at least like 2 people, or like even less, 1 person that is good at stealthing, you just don't get the pickup ever. Because if you go for the second person, the other person picks up. And the other person can be healthy, or can lead you to a bad side of the map. So you lose out pressure because someone got down at pallet, or someone took your attention for long enough for them to crawl under pallet. The anti-slugging makes no sense, as I mentioned earlier. You already have Abandon. What's the point of more anti-slug? The only problematic form of slugging was already removed from the game because it was annoying to deal with. And now you're nerfing an actual fucking pressure strategy that also affects normal, non-slugging gameplay. What's the appeal? What's the point of this mechanic? Besides just survivor remains being handheld way more than they should be. Here I said it, I'm making us versus them, sue me, like... The last several fucking patches were survivor sided. With this mechanic coming in, you cannot deny that a lot of these changes are just pure survivor sided stuff. Like the unique hook is great, but what? Dracula add-ons got gutted. So that's great, even though Dracula is one of the most buggy characters in the game and we didn't fix all of his bugs yet, he just got his add-ons completely removed from the game. For fun. Sure. Ghost Notes and Lightweight is way too overtuned and needs to be addressed. Oh, by the way, Ghost Notes and Vigil removed only 2 seconds compared to normal Vigil, so don't run Ghost Notes as Vigils because it's pointless. By the way, I appreciate you for nerfing Vigil though. I appreciate you for nerfing it from stacking. That's good. That's a good change. I would maybe tone down the numbers on Vigil too, but good job, I guess. Freddy is actually playable now. Whoa. The tutorials that show on screen are just cool. That's all that's all I have to say. Thank you for adding tutorials in game. Too bad you cannot be bothered to actually edit the in-game tutorial to not be 87 years old and to make actual educated changes that don't work only for new players that don't know how to play the game. But hey, good job on the tutorials in game. In summary, all of these mechanics that you added are just forcing a strategy on the killer. And if you don't follow them, you get punished. And even if you do follow these new rules, because you just ported the Twitter rulebook to DBD, if you follow these virtual fucking rules, you still get punished for breaking the rules that you didn't break. So, genuinely, what's the point of these mechanics? What's the point of anti-slug and what's the point of the tunneling penalties? If you hang a carrot on a stick to a pig, you then have to fucking smash the pig in the head if they don't follow the carrot, because every normal pig would just eat the carrot. If they don't eat the carrot, that's fine. They just don't get the carrot, and they get they're less fed. They are less satisfied with their life. But if they do eat the carrot, they will gain more from eating the carrot than not eating the carrot. So why are the penalties applied to every single character in the game, including the D tier killers, and C tier, and B tier, and low A tier? What's the point? All of this is just turning 1v4 into a party game mode, which is already in the game because you have 2v8. So why are you making 1v4 a party game mode when it's clearly a more competitive game mode, now that you added a casual party game mode with 2v8? Also, I need to go on a ramble. Chaos Shuffle, I'm not going to play next Chaos Shuffle because apparently next Chaos Shuffle is going to have random add-ons. If you don't know, Dredge has 3 add-ons, debatably 5. Every time I load into a Chaos Shuffle game, 90% of the time I will get a shit add-on. There is realistically no way I will get a good add-on combo in the next Chaos Shuffle. I will just play normal game mode. Because there's no appeal in Chaos Shuffle now. Because every single killer in the game has just one fucking detrimental add-on, or one that does nothing. Or even better, a lot of useless add-ons, Unknown and Dracula. Now with this patch. Dude, read the room. Yeah, and also with the whole filler tiles and Deadzone removal, I don't think a single person who is capable of running the killer for more than 10 seconds asked for the removal of Deadzones. Revert that, but keep the lockers, please. Because why are we just making chases better when a lot of chases are already carried by perks and you can just get good at the game? Anyway, this is going to be the end. Somehow I reached 25 minutes on recording this. I thought it to be a bit shorter, but hey, it works. I had a lot to talk about, especially on the positive side with the Dredge buff, quote unquote. I am very mixed. If this patch went live, I would definitely play DBD less. I would not quit DBD because my main was literally buffed and they added a new fun killer, but there's a lot to work. There's so many people that want to quit the game, and I'm 90% sure I am only positive on this patch because my killer got buffed with the unique hook mechanic, and because of melee teleport being more possible now, because there's more lockers on the map, I am not affected by the tunneling and slugging penalties as are the other killers. So there's a lot of people pissed on your behavior right now, so make sure to make them satisfied. I beg you. This is gonna be it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a like. If you want to see more Dredge content and more TBD discussions, you can subscribe to this channel. If you didn't like it, then give it a dislike. I don't give a fuck. You're still promoting the video. Thank you very much. And comment, because I would love to hear what you think. And you can, if the unique hook changes go live and like you get, like we keep the rewards but get rid of the penalties, I 100% will be making out of the changes to my Dredge guide. You can check it in the description, by the way. And I will be making a complete new best build for the Dredge, because as I said earlier, if you take one drinking perk, you delete an entire gen. So now you can have a way more interesting build on Dredge than you had before. So stick around for that. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, internet.